Hello, everybody. We didn't really designate who's gonna do the intros, so I kind of just jumped in there. We're gonna be casting a what is this? TVZ on Shakura's Plateau. You know, these are relatively high-level players here, as we see Craze. I think he was actually in one of the replays we casted before, maybe. Kind of given to us by DJoneshot, as I so ably called DJoneshot before. So, yeah,
I
do you
didn't
remember
know
that?
you. I didn't know you. No, I don't remember you calling him that. That's pretty funny though. So yeah, like you said, you did the intro, which is perfectly fine with me. I mean, we didn't designate it, but hey, you jumped right in there like a boss and did it. It's sort of like when you're a hunter and you see the deer and no one like you guys forgot to like say, all right. I have the tag. I'll shoot, and so someone just like goes crazy, just starts shooting everywhere, and
Yeah.
you're like, no, 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 and then all of a sudden, like, the deer's like freaking out, and like everyone in the area is like, why is there like a machine gun in the forest? And there's that awkward silence afterwards where you're like, oh yeah, that was your deer, and you just sort of just like kind of giggle about it, and then put the gun down because everyone thinks you're some sort of psychopathic killer. I'm going off on a tangent. On the bottom right hand corner, we have Craze, the Purplezerg.
Indeed, and he is actually my favorite color of purple. You know me, I kind of like to play with my pink or slash purple. It's almost like a troll, you know.
Yeah, like you're like, ha, I beat you and I'm the pansy color.
Yeah. Nice
Um,
deny there. I don't think DJ. Oh, he actually knows about it. You can have it. God damn.
that's funny. That's awesome. DJ One Shot, he's just checking around looking for something. He's not gonna find anything though, except for maybe a spawning pool, which is gonna get thrown down here really shortly. Um, really normal play from both these players. Oh, that was a really early gas though. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, we might actually see some banshees, or perhaps he kind of wants to. I don't know, kind of segment his gas out like some Zerg do, where they put some on for a little bit and take some off. Maybe he wants to go for a factory play.
Maybe factory play is really viable, especially with Hellion Siege Tank Thor. That can wreck about any composition that Zergs can throw at you, except for maybe Brood Lords. Um, this SC or this drone of Christ isn't gonna get into the base, and it's not gonna see the factory that's being thrown down right above the barracks.
Ah, nice. So basically, a one gas opening. Into factory. I don't think we're gonna see an early starport. Perhaps just since DJ knows that there's gonna be nothing on the field for a little bit except for Lings, because there's gonna be a really large influx of drones that he wants to get a bunch of Hellions out there and maybe work his way into a couple expansions.
You said it, my friend. Right now he's got two Marines at the top of the ramp, really good for picking off drones that try to scout into the base, and it's also really good to do it right there instead of at the top of your main ramp, because if they could think that you're expanding, that if you really aren't, and in this case he really is expanding. uh, um, Two Zerglings are going to be checking the Zelnaga watchtowers, and they're not gonna find anything. This one SAV has been checking everywhere. If you look at his pathing, he's gone like all over the freaking place. He's checking everywhere for everything. So
Yeah,
that's really good.
very good actually, and I like how D Jones Hot is kind of choosing to wall off his. Yeah, I know. There's too many pronunciations of that. I'll just call him DJ if I can, but it's kind of hard. Moving out to scout right now with the Hellion, this is excellent because of multiple amounts of reasons. You know, you can clear the Zelnaga watchtowers of the Zerglings with proper micro, and eventually when you get those clears and kind of assign yourself map control, you can deny any creep spread out into the middle of the map, and that kind of gives you, almost like a fearless stability in your play where you know that you can engage, not on creep, a bit mid-game to meta-game shift.
And you said it really correctly. With Hellions, you can open up into a lot of different things, and I really like this play. Krace is throwing up two spine collars in a response to the Hellions that he's seeing. That's actually a really good and immediate reaction. A lot of players will go roaches. I don't know. Yep, there's the roach warning, just barely going down. Larva injects by Crazed are almost spot on. As you can see, there's a little bit of energy left up on this queen, but hey, at least he's hitting them. There is not a third base going down for Zerg quite yet, which is really I'm actually glad to see that. A lot of Zergs will, if they know that the Terran is expanding to take their second really early, they'll take a third really early. And I don't think the Zerg player has scouted that. No, he has. He actually hasn't seen anything on the top of DJoneshot's ramp except for a barracks and 2 supply depots.
Indeed, you know, I love this wall off. You know, one thing I love to see by Zergs is a lot of walling off using those production buildings and upgrade buildings. Roachborn you don't usually see up front, but I don't think that we're going to see that being used too much, of course, unless, no, we're not seeing a mech play out of DJ. So,
not really. Just a few tanks and a few Hellions.
yeah, so this is going to be a biocentric kind of playoff, and I like how these Hellions are kind of keeping almost a patrol type route in front, just checking what's up with the bases and stuff, and they're going to be able to deny creep tumors like I kind of said earlier. And do we have any other tech coming out for Craze?
We have Stim almost done, which seriously takes forever. Like you could play, like I'll start Stim one game, and then by the next game it's done. I'll be like, oh, finally I have Stim. Like it would have been nice to have last game. And
a small engagement here in the middle, actually, with a bunch of Zerglings and a couple Hellions. I believe +1 is just kind of seconds away from finishing, about a minute actually, and he's going to see this wall off. Opts not to really attack, but to kind of headbutt all the supply.
Yeah, and, it's just like, Zergling, use tackle. Good job, Zergling. Now use tackle. Yeah, exactly. Not a lot went down.
Or burn.
Yeah, exactly. And so, Hellions use flamethrower, and those Zerglings got cleaned up really easily. Craze is not getting very good vision. He needs, I mean, he's got vision of a few places, but this one Overlord at the top center isn't really getting a lot of information, and neither is this Overlord over on the left-hand side. I would like to see more Overlord spread or more crate spread. These Zerglings are trying to clean up these Hellions, but is he gonna get them? Yes.
Yeah, he did actually end up going on creep there, and is not really denying the creep tumors. But you know, if that supply depot and SCV wasn't there, he would have definitely been tipped off that the Zerg kind of wants to push towards his third base to expand, judging by the creep spread. You know, I would almost agree with DJoneshot's kind of emphasis on Hellion play here and kind of moving up to bio. But the thing is that you know, +1's going down. A lot of upgrades are going down for his melee units. Another Evo chamber being dropped now, and also Baneling Nest with Baneling Speed is coming, and that's, you know, you want a bit more tanks, maybe a 2-factory kind of push coming out of this. But with 3, you really got to be careful on the field.
That is quite right, and we had a lot of Marines moving out with 3 tanks and 2 medevacs. This is actually a very scary army. There's not a Baneling Nest up. Oh, yep, there is. Never mind, I lied. And it's actually getting centrifugal hooks right now. Perfect response from the Zerg player, and I don't know if there's actually any Banelings up right now. No, there isn't. We're gonna be seeing a lot of Zerglings being made right here. Yep,
Ooh.
22 Banelings being morphed. And we need to see some good sieging. We got some Marines going up to that third base. Gonna pick that off really easily. And oh my gosh! Oh!
Check out the saturation there on the natural. I'm crazed.
Holy cow! That is a crazed natural. Oh, see what I did there? Yeah.
Oh.
Here comes the Banelings moving in. Is he in a micro? Oh my gosh!
That just kind of handle a few, but there's all on such low health, and he is going to be able to kind of negate anything that was going to happen there. We do have 12 links, 4 Banelings kind of on the way. I think he could actually pull back a little bit with his Marines, because you know he's going to need those in a little bit, and he's pushing his tanks up, but he's going to have no Marines to kind of fodder for him there.
This Queen is going to get... Oh, it doesn't get picked off. It does one more larva inject before it dies. And the tank finally gets taken down. This siege tank's gonna get taken down. The third base got ruined for Christ. And if you notice something, why were there 2 supply depots? What? Why is there 2 supply depots?
Maybe he just kind of didn't want to look at his base or something. He is dropping down more production facilities. He's moving up to 5 racks right now. More engineering bays, and another expansion going up. But yeah, those supply depots down there were a bit confusing. I'm just glad he didn't call down the supply drop on those.
Yeah, that would have been a really big mistake. DJoneshot again moving out with a really scary push, except for this time I think Craze needs to be a little bit more prepared for it. I want to see the third base for Craze going up again. He needs to be ahead on bases pretty much the whole game, or else he's gonna get wrecked. Third base going down for DJoneshot. How do you feel about this position for a third base instead of in the bottom left hand?
You know what? I actually do like it, because if you look at the paths of engagement that can occur right now, if he has a couple tanks and perhaps a wall between the third base and that Zelnaga tower, it can kind of negate any type of link run by, since the path of his production is going to be going straight across into the middle path, cutting that off. As a Terran player, you always expand towards your opponent, and you know what? This is a perfect example of that. It just depends on how long he gets stabilized and protecting that, and it seems like he's doing quite a good job putting missile turrets on the high ground and low ground around it.
Looking at the income tab of the Terran player, what? Oh man, them mules are overpowered. Jeez. Wow. Looking at the units tab, 71 drones to 55 SCVs, and it's about 1,000 more minerals than the Zerg players. So yeah, that's pretty fancy. Lot of we got a pretty decent sized amount of Zerglings and Banelings here in the middle. I think Craze needs to be a little bit more on the aggressive side. He could do a little bit more damage than he's doing right now.
Definitely could, but you know, he did lose so much already. He is down a base. He should be almost hitting his fifth base by now, and a little marine drop coming in from the top, kind of going down towards that base in construction. He might be able to force the cancel. No, never mind. I kind of take that back. But definitely a good amount of damage done. That base does go up, and it loses over half its health, throwing it into the orange. He's going to be able to take that.
Another drop in the main base. Sorry to cut you off, but all these Mutalisks are going to try to clean this up. However, a lot of Mutalisks are getting picked off, and Mutalisks are very expensive. So the more that you lose, or the more that the opponent loses, the better off you're going to be.
Indeed. You know what? I almost feel like Craze could demolish the Terran's army right now.
I agree with you. I mean, he's only got 5 tanks. 3 of them are sieged. I think he's gonna re-siege. Oh, he's unsieging. Oh my gosh, he's moving in for a push. I don't feel like this is enough Marines to be able to handle this many Banelings, unless if he can get some really good splits. There's a ton of Zerglings on the field. 116 Zerglings and 26 Banelings. He's sieging.
God.
No. Okay, good. He fell back.
Engagement.
Oh man, I really did not want him to push in right there. That would have been awful.
Yeah, entirely. I think that he should kind of move back home now, you know, because he is forcing units out of his opponent. He is making a bunch of Zerglings. He's going to lose everything he has right here. And what you want to do is push a bit and just kind of force units and not drones, and then go back home and, you know, take what you got, because your player is overcommitted right now. A little bit of snipes trying to go down on tanks, but he loses 3 Mutalisks instantly. What are we at for upgrades? 2 armor, 1 attack. For the Marines, for the tanks, we have 1 attack, and for ground, we actually have 1 armor, 2 attack for Crazed again.
You know, I feel like if Craze just pushed in right here, he could win, but I don't think he wants to. Oh, he's gonna try to curve around, except for he doesn't realize that he's in the range of the tanks. A lot of tank shots going down. He needs to get some good hits off of these Banelings. Okay, well, he didn't, but he did push back the Terran army. And the longer you can delay a Terran army's push, the more ahead that the Zerg player is going to be, due to the amazing macro abilities by Zerg players.
Indeed, indeed. Definitely we need to see more reactors maybe go down on these barracks here. And one thing I would have loved to actually see, since DJoneshot